right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Where You Lead podcast.
Woo!
Hope you didn't miss us too much. I know we missed a week, but that means you're in for a double feature. That's right. We're going to be throwing 2 episodes at you today to catch ourselves up. In case you're new here, I'm Cassie. I'm the mama.
And I'm Zoe. I'm the daughter.
And we are like a real life Lorelai and Rory Gilmore in the sense that I was a teen mom with a now teen daughter. And we decided to do this podcast because I had planned many years ago to do a backpacking trip similar to the Gilmore Girls once Zoe graduated as a graduation gift. And I've been saving up for over a decade, but now it's almost time to get planning it and get it all sorted. So I thought it would be fun if we did a podcast that counts down the same way the Gilmore Girls would be counting down to their Europe trip. So we're going to plan our trip, talk about some episodes, get some bonding in, and that's pretty much what this is all about. So again, thanks for being here with us. We usually start our podcasts off with our check-in. It would be a 2-week check-in. Zoe, do you want to check in?
Sure. Yeah, I had mentioned in a past episode that I went through a breakup. And after that breakup, I found out that my partner was being disloyal through parts of it. And then at the end, so that's been really hard and uncomfortable. It's strange to me because this having been my first relationship, the concept of having caught feelings for someone else during it and being able to have sex with someone else during it is, not a real thing. I don't understand that. Maybe because he had more experience than me, that was something that came easier to him. But
no, it's because he's an insecure, stupid boy.
Yeah, so that's been a really, really hard thing to grapple with. I'm doing good. I'm definitely healthier without constantly having to worry about him in the situation. But it's been hard. It's been icky.
It has been hard. It's been hard as a mom.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
You
liked him.
I did. I always had a vibe that never fully had me trust him.
But he got along with our family.
Yeah. But it is hard. If anybody listening is a mom, you understand how hard it is when the problems start coming in that you can't fix.
Yeah.
And with friends, with relationships, with anything. And so, it's just been hard seeing my little girl, my baby, have her heart broken for real for the first time. I said, unfortunately, it is a canon event. We all go through it, but we shouldn't have to go through it in this.
It's just the trust thing.
Yeah, 100%.
If us separating because, things just never worked out. It was never quite right. Because we were on and off for a while. I understand that. That's just natural and it hurts, but it's mutual. But, breaking trust, that's unbelievable. Yeah. So that's been rough, but today...
we had good thing happen today.
We got my prom dress.
Zoe said yes to the dress.
I did. We got it from anywhere but the groom.
Everything but the groom.
Everything
Not
but
anywhere.
Everything but the groom. I had tried on a dress at another place, and I did fall in love with that one. But even though we told the place, what school I go to, and all of that, I did find out the night we got home after trying on the dress that they had already sold that dress to 2 other girls.
It was actually crazy. So we went on just to try dresses on and get a feel for things. Because shout out to any mom trying to afford a prom dress right now. I can't believe that they are in the $1,000 price range. Insane. Yeah. So if you have middle schoolers, start saving up your money.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Immediately.
Anyway. We went just to try dresses on and not expecting to find anything. Zoe fell in love with this dress and she looked stunning.
It was gorgeous.
But I had said to her, I'm like, we're not going to make a commitment tonight. Let's go home. Let's talk about it. And the original plan was wait until Saturday when we go and try on other dresses. But she loved it so much. And so I just said to her once we got home, you know what? I'll call them first thing tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll buy the dress. She goes onto the school Instagram.
To send them a photo of the dress.
Yeah.
Because we use that Instagram to make sure that nobody else has the same dress as each other.
So a girl had already posted her in the exact same dress, exact same
It was
color.
the most recent post, so I had missed it by like 2 days.
And so Zoe, devastated,
I'm
crying.
I'm bawling.
And it was like being kicked when you're down. You know, already had all that stuff
Yeah,
happen
with my thing with my
the
partner.
stupid boy and all those things. So she goes to her best friend's house. I'm left home alone, feeling helpless. And 40 minutes later, a new post comes up on the Instagram that she sends to me that another girl from the exact same dress store got the exact same dress, but in red. So we dodged
a bullet
major
because
bullet.
I'm not going to be matching with anybody now, hopefully.
No. And guys, this dress is gorgeous.
It's beautiful. It's very unique. I have to give credit where credit's due. A friend of mine from school had tried on a bunch of dresses at Everything But the Groom, and she sent us all of the ones that she didn't end up going with. And I saw one of the ones she tried on, and I fell in love with it. So I did send her a text today thanking her for showing me, because ever since I saw that, which was long before I tried on that other dress, I've just been thinking of it. I'm in love with it.
And quick shout out to the designer who will never listen to this podcast, but Ellie Wild. You know how to make a dress for young girls, for women.
That one's not Ellie Wild.
Yes, it is.
The one that we bought?
Yes.
Then why was that so special and it wasn't supposed to be there?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Ellie Wild, shout out.
Yeah,
only dresses that I actually felt gorgeous in were Ellie Wild dresses. She's really good at making dresses.
And then shout out to
modern women.
I did not mean to cut you out.
Yeah, but you did.
I did. I do that sometimes. But shout out to Everything But the Groom, and I don't remember our amazing helper's name, but she was
cool.
Yeah, she was incredible.
She was very cool.
And it's a beautiful shop. So if you're local, go and check them out, because they're really wonderful there. They're good hype people, and they each, even as Zoe with like her prom, just got her own like secluded room where you got to come out and they turned off the lights.
It was private. It was very nice. It is pricey there, so
well, it's just pricey.
Yeah, look elsewhere if you want to pay a little bit less.
Yeah, if you're wanting to pay less than $700, don't go.
Where was that other place we went? They had very
After
affordable.
Five.
After Five has very affordable dresses in Tuason Mills.
Yeah, so if you're wanting something affordable and still beautiful, After Five. But now we are getting sidetracked. Aside from those things, anything else you want to share? Let's kind of sum it up.
Shout out Mika. Mika's birthday is coming up November 11th.
That's Zoe's best friend.
Yeah,
one
of my best
besties.
friends. Very excited. I got all her gifts done today. Ooh, and most of them are thrifted. So look at that.
Yes, we love
a thrifty
upcycling,
queen.
thrifting.
So
do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been really sad, but we're getting through it.
But her light is coming back, and she's realizing more and more how toxic and terrible that human was.
Yeah, just like.
Good love bomber, but the more she shares with me, the more I wish I had known. I would have something. I don't even know.
Something.
I sent a vicious text message instead.
Yeah, she sent a text message just because we felt that the feelings that we were having would be more well received coming from her. We had a conversation, him and I, the last time I saw him, where I kicked him out of my life, and I said a lot. I said a lot of what I was happy to say. But after having to find out more things that were kept from me, I just kind of wanted last word.
Well, I wanted to send him a text message anyway, but I was waiting for Zoe's permission, because Zoe is very much her own independent person.
Yeah.
But I did want to fight, and that was the only way that I could fight. So I don't want him to take up another second of this podcast. Moving on. Like I said, we've got a double feature this week, and both episodes are good for different reasons. One is a bit more cozy episode, and the other one has a bit more drama to it. So the first one we've got going on is Love, War, and Snow. So here is the recap. It is the first snowfall in Stars Hollow, and even though it has Lorelai all excited, it has the town in chaos. Rory gets stuck at her grandparents' for the night, showing them how to eat a frozen pizza, leaving Laura alone, or so she thought, until she sees the hunky Max Medina. I wrote it so it was like funky Cold Medina.
Yeah.
Hunky Max Medina, stranded in her little home. They go on a date and he ends up spending the night. However, it ain't what they're hoping for, as Lane is having a meltdown over the fact that she harassed
that's bad.
her crush from band. Meanwhile, Luke is getting huffy over patriotic town nonsense and is yearning for Lorelai. Let's get into it. All right. I first want to start off because Lorelai, this is just a silly thing, but Lorelai keeps listening to Max Medina's voicemail over and over and over again. And you didn't really get raised with a landline. I don't think.
We never had one.
No.
I only had one at Nanny's.
Yeah. So I actually miss being excited about phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
I miss being excited to come home and check my voicemail or check my answering machine and see if anybody like fun called. I miss calling people.
Did you ever get a fun voicemail? Like, is there a voicemail that you ever came home to and you were like, wow, that's crazy. I can't believe that person called me.
Oh, yeah. Anytime like my crush from school would call me.
You had boys calling you? That's such a weird thing for me because if anybody I don't know calls me randomly to talk to me, that pisses me off.
Well, and that's just something that I think has kind of been lost, and it's kind of a pity because, yeah, it was the same way. If I see somebody calling me, it can be somebody I really care about, and I'm going to put that on silent, hush it, and see if they need to message me.
It can be someone you really care about, and you're not going to pick up the phone?
Depending on what I'm doing.
That's crazy.
It makes me anxious. I'll be like...
It makes you... But you can either find out the information immediately or sit and be anxious until they text you.
No. I'll be like, you can just message me. If it's like mom or
she's worse than I am.
Or anything. But anyway, yes, when boys liked us, they would call our house phones and be like, hi, Mrs. Frisky, is Cassie there? And then I get to talk to them. Or they leave a voicemail and be like, hey, it's Matt. Cassie, can you call me back? Like
romantic.
And it was so cute and sweet.
I mean, I like getting, like, back when my partner was first talking to me, I used to love receiving voice messages from him on like Snapchat. I think that's the most similar thing. And you just like replay them over and over again.
Yeah, it gives you the butterflies. It's so exciting. So I never had like a super mushy thing like the Max Medina voicemail, but it just made me realize how much I miss actually having a landline. Sure. So I found out that you can get a little thing that you can attach to a landline phone where it just redirects your cell phone calls.
Oh, interesting. That's cool.
So it's about $60, but I think it's something that at some point I might treat myself to just because I'm all about trying to recreate my home to be kind of like old nostalgia. So I have a little mini TV in my kitchen and I got a VCR and things that I'm going to put in there so I can, I don't know. I just like to feel the vibes.
You get that and I'm going to get the thing that plugs into my headphone jack. That is the old-fashioned telephone. Yeah. Yeah. So when I get calls, I get to just like pick it up and hold it in my hand.
It's essentially like you can connect it to almost any landline type of phone.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
Anyways, but that was my first little thought is like, I miss phone calls that I actually was excited about. Next part of the episode, we are back in Lorelai's inn, and she's excited about the snow. Everybody else is getting a bit more stressed about the snow, and we have my favorite, Michelle. He is always such a mood. I'm not a big snow person. I like snow when I get to be cozy inside, and I like the very first snowfall for a very brief amount of time, and then I'm fully over it. And he goes, not everyone finds the idea of being pelted with frozen water appealing. And I'm like, yeah, that is me. So I go out the first evening when it's all still quiet. And nobody's mucked it up or driven through it or made it slushy and nasty. And then I'm done with it. I want it gone.
I think I really learned to fucking hate snow when I had to take the bus to and from school for 2 years when we lived in Langley. Because I used to have to wake up an hour and a half to 2 hours before school started to get on the bus. And that was 2, sometimes 3 buses. Because if one bus was slightly late, then I'd be late for my next bus, and then I'd have to, that bus was the last bus running at that time, so then I'd have to go through 2 others to get to school, and having to walk in the freezing cold while it's still dark outside in the winter to get onto these stupid city buses. Oh, it was the worst. I did not enjoy snow those years, which is crazy because I'm a lot like Lorelai. I love snow.
Do you?
I love snow. I just don't like walking to school sucks because I always slip.
You always slip.
I always slip. It was really embarrassing.
Maybe you should wear better shoes.
I'm going to be cute. I'm not wearing snowshoes. It's like when this woman tries to get me to wear a winter coat to school.
God forbid I want you to be warm.
That's so ugly. My leather jacket works fine. And then she's like, oh, put your winter coat in your locker. Who do you think I am? I'm not a loser. I don't use my locker.
Well, we wore winter coats. Not when we went to the club. Yes.
But you used to decorate your lockers and use your lockers.
Yeah,
Very few people do that.
It was a lot of fun. I had little mirrors in my locker.
I feel like you do that in grade 9 and then maybe try to keep the party going in grade 10. But after
I did it all through high school. Not grade 12. Grade 12 I was too busy being pregnant.
The one thing I'm jealous about is at school when it's girls' birthdays, their friends will decorate their lockers for them.
Oh, that's cute.
But nobody uses lockers.
That's
that I know,
so weird. Where do you guys put your books?
In your backpack. I have one textbook.
Oh, right. It's all online now.
Yeah.
All right.
But also, if I had 4 books, one for each class, those would still just stay in my backpack.
Now we have another example of Rory being a shitty friend.
Rory, you suck. Oh my God, poor Lane.
Poor Lane.
Poor Lane. Like, I knew we'd have something to say about this, but at the beginning of that episode, I was like, okay, like Rory, she is trying to listen to Lane. She just has like her mom and Suki speaking at her, and there's a lot going on at once. But then the episode just continued, and Rory didn't give a fuck. And yeah, it's really normal between friends. Like, all 3 of my other best friends, we have all experienced really hard breakups this year where we were not the people in the wrong in any of them. So we understand what it's like to date someone that completely takes you away from focusing on your friend group. It's been a struggle because this is all of our first relationships. So we've seen how we have to make sure it doesn't impact our friends. But I just don't think that's an excuse with Rory, because in other episodes she has shown that she doesn't give a shit about Lane, regardless of boys being there or not.
Yeah. Well, even down to she's like looking for the bookmark for her Chilton textbook in the middle of Lane still telling a story. It's like, how about
why do you need to study for 5 minutes?
Why do
You're about to see Dean anyway.
Why do you need to find your bookmark right the second
you don't have
while
time to
you're
study.
walking?
It's useless.
Yeah, it's just she was so rude. And Lane's trying to share that she's falling in love with this guy who apparently wears a Star Trek shirt. And I just want to.
He wore a Star Trek shirt.
Yeah, and they acted like that was a bad thing. Girls, go for the nerds.
I don't think they acted like, 'cause that comment to me was because Lane was talking about how she didn't realize it was him because he got hot.
Oh.
And when Rory, that's why she kept repeating his name, like, yeah, this guy is hot now. And they were like, what, this guy? So I think when he asked, does he still wear the Star Trek shirt? Or when Rory asked that, it was more just like reminding us, like, oh, he was once a nerd.
Oh.
He was once a cute nerd.
Well, regardless, go for the nerds. Not Star Wars nerds.
Don't
Star
go
Trek
for
nerds.
the nerd that I went for either.
He's not a good nerd.
He stole all of my interests and everything I liked. And on Letterboxd, 3 of his top 4 favorite movies are mine. So, filthy thief. He stole all his hobbies from me.
You gonna be okay?
I'm gonna be fine. I'm just saying.
Anyway, go for the nerds, but the good nerds. And I find that Star Trek nerds are good, but maybe it's because I'm biased because I'm dating the Star Trek nerd.
Yeah,
and
I don't
he's
know
lovely.
about dating a Star Trek nerd my age, but maybe
I
an
mean, if
older
he's like, go for people who like Star Trek over Star Wars, because Star Trek is like people trying to still like the entire thing is about the best of humanity and trying to find and see the best in humanity, and Star Wars is just now.
Wait, what is it?
Star Wars is now.
No, Star Trek. What is it? It comes from humanism or the Renaissance or something like that. A concept from back in early, I think 15th century Europe.
Okay.
It's built off of, hold on. Star Trek is, I learned this in my AP European history class.
Smart girl.
My teacher taught it to me. It is based on humanism because it promotes secular humanist philosophy. So, yeah, especially through Spock. Spock is the personified version of humanism. So, yeah, it's like the ethical code of that. I don't know. I just thought that's really cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing.
That's what he taught me.
I have something very off topic, but on topic with Spock.
Okay.
So when we went to the Rocky Horror Picture Show
He's
thing,
so hot, by the way.
especially new Spock.
Oh!
New Spock. Oh my God.
New Spock.
New Spock. Anyways, so when we went to the Rocky Horror Picture Show night a couple weeks ago, I had mentioned it on the podcast. There were clearly some devout people who have gone to every single thing because they were shouting out things that we had never heard before. And so here I am trying to open my phone and take notes because they were just laugh out loud, cackle funny.
That's so cool.
But one of the ones that they said was there's a brief pause kind of in the show and somebody goes, "Who gives the best head on the Enterprise?" And Tim Curry goes, "Spock." Dude, it's like supposed to be Spark.
Yeah.
But David and I died.
That's funny.
So we need to go rewatch it for the next time we go so that we can shout it out at the Rio Theater or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's like, who gives the best blowjobs on the Enterprise? Spock!
Well, isn't the Rio, they have new owners now, right? And it's all getting redone.
Like inside? I've actually never been to the venue.
Is that the one I went to with David? What's the really cute tiny theater in Vancouver?
Is it the Vogue or the Orpheum?
It's tiny. We went to the Star Wars fan film presentation.
I didn't go with you.
It's so cool in there, dude. I love it. Anyway.
Okay,
Let's
back on track. We have Luke getting all huffy and puffy and upset about the like.
Yeah, he got my L for that. I mean, a W for that.
Yeah, okay, because
he got my honorary W.
I actually quoted him here because it's like, I know Luke is kind of seen as being like negative when he rants about how tradition gets people stuck in old ways, believing they are better than today. But then he goes off to saying, but things still sucked back then too. And I felt like that was really relevant and very progressive for the time period.
Well, Luke is, but that's kind of the thing about Luke is he's very educated and
which I
and
love.
progressive.
I don't
like
remember
before,
that watching it the first time around.
He like cares about the environment and how like I talked about how he cares about like how golf courses destroy biodiversity and stuff in nature. And he's the only person who got my W for this episode because he talked about how the war or the stance that their town took all those years ago was on land that they stole and colonized and killed indigenous people for.
I think that is my favorite line. Have any of you ever considered the fact that you're glorifying a war we fought so we could keep land we stole?
Yeah.
That's
like, okay, Luke.
Yeah,
let's
I was like, hop off, King. So that was my favorite line.
Yeah, he was sexy in this episode.
Yeah, he was real hot. We love a man that stands up like for social justice.
Yeah, screw Mr. Medina.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't like Mr. Medina.
Why
Luke
don't you
is
like,
the cute one.
Why don't you like Mr. Medina?
I have some other. We'll get to that as we move through the story. Another comment I have from the beginning in that scene with Lane. I don't like Rory kissing people. I don't like it at all, and it's not her fault that she has a young face and that she has a baby face, but with her super high pitched voice. How like, oh, innocent and no, she's just so innocent, and her little baby face, it just makes me so creeped out that this bad boy, like clearly, he knows a thing or two. It makes me feel like really creepy that he's into her and that they're kissing.
I feel like
it's odd.
There's some times in episodes where she does feel more infantilized,
especially like, talking to Dean on that thing. It just felt like
the next episode that we talk about when she goes to kiss him, even it's like this tiny little like it's like a really weird little peck, which is fine, but then after you say thank you, and it felt very baby rather than just very young,
super uncomfortable. And it doesn't make sense to me because how is her mother Lorelai, and with who acts the way she does, and then Rory's this like tiny meek little baby thing? It's like, no, you're not stupid, Rory. You've seen real kissing. You know how relationships are. You know how to not act like a baby and act mature about those things. Her mom says the most horrific sexual things like all the time.
Yeah, like even if you haven't seen it from your mom, you clearly have not been hidden from lots of film and media.
That doesn't mean that you have to be kissing him all crazy or anything. No, it's totally cool, the boundaries that she's setting. I don't understand the becoming a child in his presence. I think it's to make him look like this grown-up guy who's bad and he's kind of leading the relationship, but I don't think they needed to do that in that way. And it takes a lot of power from Rory because she was shy before in other episodes, sure, but she had more of like this independence that was really quirky and cool. And I know in first relationships maybe it's just trying to show like, oh, but boys, your first relationship with a boy will kind of change.
You're like,
that.
I'm just so cute.
But it's just, I don't know. It's mixed with her baby voice and face. It just made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I agree. And again, it's nothing against like teens are allowed to kiss their boyfriends. It was literally just like the acting choice of making it feel so baby-like,
so childlike,
rather than feeling just like a young teenager. So no, I hear you.
Really gross.
I want the teen perspective on Lane running her hands through that boy's
super fucking weird and gross. I hate that. I have never and would never. That's so odd. Like, it's different. Maybe if you're in elementary school in gym class with your crush and it's like, oh my gosh, when I grab the ball from him, I'm gonna like grab his hand accidentally.
Yeah.
That's fine. You're in high school and she didn't just like kind of like placed her hand on his head for 2 seconds. She put her nails deep into his scalp and then like scratched his head as she put her fingers in it.
Yeah, it was a lot. I think that if she had just said like, oh, there was a lot of snow getting into your hair.
Yeah, she literally could have said like there was like ice forming in your hair or something like that.
Sorry about that. But it just shows like she is so sheltered from her mom and everything. So it actually, I feel like it makes sense to her character that she would do the most like
horrendous
like crazy out of bounds
but then
things.
she made herself look even worse by running away.
I know. It's
just
like,
own it.
Just be like, oops, sorry, there was something in your hair.
Or even just say, oops, sorry, and walk away. Like men love women with mystery.
Or just say, I like your hair, and then walk away.
Yeah.
Like anything was better than you bailing on the show.
You look creepy, but then, you don't look like a wimp.
Yeah, you look creepy, and then you looked crazy.
Yeah, she looked weird. Yeah, Emily and George eating pizza. That was cute.
I thought it was super cute.
George.
George. My goodness. I just hope that if I ever come in to insane amounts of money, that I am never so inept.
She didn't know how to turn off the timer on her oven. Are you kidding?
That's
Can
what
you
I mean.
read? Are you literate, Emily?
You don't know where your pan is. I find that so disgusting. Mm-hmm. And so like, yeah, you know what? I would love to get to the point in my life where one day I could afford to have a personal chef and a maid and not have to do those things for myself to an extent.
And hey, you're giving jobs to people that need jobs.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
But I still would want to know where everything in my kitchen is.
Well, and it's like what do you mean you hire a chef to come in and make you a snack? Like, you wake up in the middle of the night, your chef isn't there, you don't even go, shh, middle of the night. Anyway, you don't even go to the kitchen to pick yourself up a snack. I think that's crazy. I think that's a little cuckoo.
But them eating the pizza was cute.
Yeah. It was fine.
I know that you don't really like Max Medina.
Don't like it. This episode was weird.
Oh, I have to disagree a little bit. So their banter back and forth to me is a little much. It's like, okay, we get.
They're so perfect for each other. They have witty back and forth banter.
But I do like that he is unabashedly and unashamed,
No, that's my problem with this episode.
Oh, I like that he is so into her from the get-go. Mm-hmm. He's not trying to play it cool. He's not trying to play it shy or whatever.
I guess you had experience with David kind of being that way with you.
Yeah, I want confidence out of somebody, and I want to be sure that they're into me right away. So like when she says that she wants to take him out for the night, this would be great, and he goes, great's an understatement. Mm-hmm. I think that's sweet.
Well, that's sweet. There are aspects of it that are sweet. I guess maybe I'm sensitive with my relationship, but it's from the beginning of my relationship, because I experienced a similar thing, it always felt weird being told basically that I am perfect for that person. I don't know you. That was my problem. It's like, I know I don't have dating experience, so a lot of that nervousness came from, the fact that I didn't know what I was doing. But I don't find it okay for my personal, dating life if I'm going out with a guy and within the first date or the first few dates, he's saying things that fall along the line of, you're perfect for me, you're the woman of my dreams. I think things like that are too intense and too much. Saying, I want to be exclusive with you, I really feel good about us. Saying, you're really smart. Complimenting specific things that make you happy about the person you're seeing, totally great. I love a forward man. I love a man that is not afraid to show interest. I do like confidence. I think it's wonderful. But yeah, at the beginning of my relationship, I always felt odd constantly being praised to this level of, okay, well, I'm happy you feel that way about me, but I know so little about you. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're perfect because I don't know you. Yeah. And she kept dodging every single time that oh, hi, sweetie. My cat jumped on my lap. Lorelai kept dodging every time that Medina would say a comment like that. And you can take it as, oh, she's just nervous. She's not used to that kind of thing from a man. And I get it. But I do think if you notice that, don't come on that strongly. It just feels odd. And especially with teenage boys, that is not normally a good sign if that's the kind of attention they're giving you.
But I think that shows you I think that just shows you the difference in age and what is like more appropriate. Again, like because it's a TV show, I do think there's some things with Max Medina that do come on too strong.
Way too strong.
However, I also Sweetie is saying hi to all of you in the microphone.
She's rubbing on the microphone.
If you can hear purring, I'm not editing that out. But as like a 30-year-old woman, there's a lot about Max Medina and him coming on a little bit strong, but also being very certain and confident and not beating around the bush, not trying to play it cool and aloof or whatever, which is usually what we all look for as a teenager and in early 20s. Like, I want the mystery.
Gen Z, we call that nonchalant.
Yeah, I don't want mystery.
Most people don't like that.
I don't want mystery. I want to know exactly how you feel and why you're feeling it. And if you're into me, I don't want to guess. And so that's why I like this about Max Medina is like, you're seeing it completely differently than me. I'm seeing it as like very courtship, and he's wooing over her or wooing over whatever. And
they don't know each other. Every conversation they've had, the only thing that has been genuine in their conversation has been her admitting that things didn't work out with Rory's dad, and her and him just kind of gushing over how much they love Rory and how great of a kid she is, and how Lorelai's a single mom. That was the deepest it got in those first few conversations we've seen between them in the show. And I don't know, when it's just that witty banter back and forth, they make each other laugh. To me, that doesn't make me feel this person's perfect for me. It's just a nice thing to have. So yeah, him constantly praising her in that way, I don't know. It's just like, get to know her better.
Yeah, I guess I kind of just assume that there's been a lot more getting to know behind the scenes that we're not seeing.
Hopefully, because the first few conversations they had, like at the diner the last time we talked about that episode, that was uncomfortable. What kind of first date is it where you're not asking each other, so what's your favorite color? What would you do in this situation?
Yeah.
What are you into? What are your hobbies?
That probably would just be boring for television.
Totally.
Maybe.
But yeah, that's why it's just, I find him a turn off because of that.
Again, I think that is a really good example, though, of just age.
Yeah.
Because I dated the super sweet, very attentive, very nice guy in high school, and I was not into him. And he was gorgeous, and he wanted to treat me and take care of me, and he was so nice. And I was bored, and so it did not last. And then I dated all these assholes. But now I've found almost the exact same version of him.
Mm-hmm. Same name.
In my 30s, and he's perfect in everything I want. So
well, also when you were growing up, you were programmed for chaos. And you lost but that's it's your nervous system was looking for constant ups and downs to feel stable and
therapy with Zoe,
and now that is something that
programmed for chaos. That's brilliant.
You knew that you had kind of processed things that you needed to have processed when you were a kid later, so that's what made David so great for you.
My jaw is on the floor.
I watch it with my friends. It's very real. You need things to feel unstable to feel right, because everything else you've experienced in life has been unstable.
I think that's going to be the name of my album.
Programmed for Chaos.
That's a fucking great. That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
I have one complaint, and then I think we can probably get summing this episode up, because I think we'll have a little bit more to talk about with the next one.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that they went to the little library and they're sitting there and they're watching a movie. And
I have the same.
And I would love to do something like that, and I think it's really cute, and they're just sitting there and it's cozy and it's fun, and I would love to do that event. But if people were talking
so annoying, and they're
in that
flirting,
tiny room, and they're kissing, and they're right in front of me in the movie, sitting on a couch.
Yeah, clearly they're trying to make us think that people can't hear them.
Get
yes, they can.
room. There's 12 people in there.
Yeah,
it's not appropriate.
Best fit. Lorelai's blue. You said we were going to sum it up, so
I know, but I had a fun fact.
Okay, well, you can do that after my best fit. Okay, best fit is Lorelai's blue scarf outfit. She wears a nice black coat and a big blue scarf and a black toque when she goes on her date with Medina, and I think she looks so pretty in it.
Cute. I'm gonna go with that one too, because I didn't write one down.
Okay, well, what's that little sock monkey that got really big back in the day?
The sock
in
monkey.
In the 90s, the sock monkey. Is that what he's called?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she had a shirt with that all over it. at the end of the episode. I thought that was really cute.
Oh yeah,
too.
no, that was a brand.
Yeah,
Back
I
in the
know,
90s
and
with
it
the
was
little monkey
everywhere.
all over it.
And I
forget what it was
forget
called.
his name. People go as him for like Halloween and stuff now.
I'm gonna have to Google that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But my fun fact that anybody in film would probably already know, but the snow is made up of shredded pieces of paper and dehydrated potato flakes.
Whoa!
Because I was trying to
Could
find
eat
out.
that. That's like bunny
So
food.
there was so much snow, so much of it, and I'm going, they would have to clean that.
Yeah.
Think of how long it would take, because the
Ton of
entire
vacuums.
Stars Hollow set is covered in this stuff. So I was trying to find out how they
Well,
clean
some
it.
of it's soap and stuff too, right? Like
Apparently,
stuff on the ground.
no. So apparently they do that felt rollout that you can like buy.
Yeah, I watched
with-
that in Fort Langley getting put down.
Yeah,
once.
with this snow mixture, this paper and potato flake snow mixture over top, which means like they'd be vacuuming and sweeping and shoveling all of that in order to do the
Yikes.
next set. That sounds like a nightmare.
Totally.
I already stated one of my favorite lines, but my other one was from George/Richard. Rory, are you in any way malnourished or in need of some international relief organization to recruit a celebrity to raise money on your account? I thought that was so
Yeah, because
funny.
Emily was talking about how the meals that they have together on Friday is the only real food that Rory gets to eat.
Yeah.
And then that was his response.
I just love that. And
There
he-
was
And then one more from Richard when he was on the phone yelling at someone. I'm like, I need to remember this when I want to hang up on somebody, because he's like, Aaron, are you listening to me? Good, because I'm hanging up on you, and I wanted to make sure that you heard it.
Yeah, that's funny
And I'm
too.
like, I need to remember that. That's so funny.
There
So
was
those
another
are my
quote
lines.
at the beginning of the episode. They're having a town council meeting, right? That was that episode. And one of the guys is trying to get like lava lamps taken out of the store or whatever. And he says, there's no use for a lava lamp unless you're on drugs. I liked that.
It's true.
I want a lava lamp so bad,
I'll
dude.
buy you a lava lamp. My favorite. Oh no, I didn't have a best outfit. Sorry, but I
Are
didn't.
you real?
say-
Are you going to buy me a lava lamp? Are you going to buy me a lava lamp? Say it right now on video.
Perhaps.
No.
Perchance.
No, you can't just say perchance.
I can.
You gotta say, Zoe, I'm buying you a lava lamp.
No, I don't. I just bought you an $1,100 prom dress.
Don't admit the price. Give me a lava lamp for Christmas.
Oh, we'll see.
Please. I really want like a red one. That's so cool.
So my win is gonna. I actually agreed with your win. Probably it would be more so Luke. I want to give a little bit of a win to Lorelai because I like that she didn't even hesitate to go help Lane.
Yeah.
She's in the middle of about to get some nookie.
I
and
didn't read that I actually wrote her.
Oh.
And then Luke was my
okay.
other one.
Yeah.
I
So
agree.
she's about to go get some nookie, and my guess is she's probably hadn't had some in a long time. So here she's got
She
the.
probably hasn't had some. Well, because we haven't heard of
She
relationships.
at least never brought anybody home. That doesn't mean that she wasn't finding fun once in a while, but my guess,
Crazy.
it's been a while. So she was about to get it with the man that she's been obsessing over and crushing over, and Lane's in her house, and she doesn't even roll her eyes. She doesn't get annoyed. She just looks at Max with a smile. And she's like, I'm sorry. I got to go deal with this. And then goes and helps Lane and gives Lane some really good advice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And is really chill about it. And then I want to give a slight win to Medina for not being mad about it.
Yeah, well,
He-
it's not a basic human decency.
I know, but often they don't have
it's a
that.
lot to ask of men, isn't it?
Well, no, he wasn't even slightly annoyed. He just was sitting on the couch. He's like, yeah, that's no big deal. Like, I can leave.
Is it that crazy? Because at the end of the night, they both went to bed anyway.
But they went separately.
I know, but Lane's in the room doing her thing. They ended up going, is it really that awful that they would go and sleep together upstairs?
If I came home and you weren't here, but Mika had been like crying on the couch and was sleeping in a different room in the house, I would not be going and fucking the new guy.
Even like, oh, you can't cuddle? You don't want to cuddle? You don't want to have a nice nap together? You stick them on the couch?
yeah, but it sets a precedent. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't find that
But-
weird.
But so, and then my big fat L was to frickin' Rory because he's a shitty friend. I don't
Yeah,
care if she
mine
said
too.
sorry. I don't care if she said sorry.
It wasn't
She's
real
always a
sorry.
shitty friend.
Yeah.
And then the only song that I heard on there, but it was a good one. It was a good one. Pictures of You, The Cure.
That's a good one.
So again, if you're new listening, we are creating a playlist of all the songs that we like from every single episode so that we can listen to it when we go on our trip. You can listen along with us. And then even on our trip, we're going to try asking locals for some of their favorite vibes and just keep adding to it. So that is mine for this one.
And my song that I chose is Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club intro song.
Oh,
Yeah.
When does that play?
Doesn't play, but she calls Lane Sergeant Peppers because she was wearing that hat.
Oh, the band. Okay.
So,
sure. That's
yeah.
cute. So we'll be adding those to the playlist.
Absolutely.
I'm giving this episode a 4.
Yeah,
Not
me
much
too.
happens, but it's cozy and
It's a
cute.
good one. It's good for Christmas time because of all the snow. So 4 out of 5.
All right. We are on to the one with some fun drama.
What's it called?
Rory's Dance.
Thank you. So the agreement was Mom would write the summary for this one, and I would write the summary for number 8. But she wrote the summary for number 8, so I'm going to wing the summary for this episode.
Maybe you
off
should
the
have
top of my
watched the
head.
episodes sooner than right before we
Watch
had
the episodes
podcast.
sooner.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Anyway, so here's the summary. It's pretty self-explanatory. Rory's dance. A big dance is held at Chilton, and Emily gets really excited about it. She wants to be very involved, and Rory isn't even sure if she's going to go because she doesn't think it's, Dean's kind of thing. And they're dating, not officially, but they've been kissing. They've been going out. So she asks Dean. He says yes. They go to the dance. Lorelai made Rory a gorgeous dress, and the agreement was Rory had to be home at 12 o'clock. But while Emily's staying the night at Lorelai's because she hurt her back, they both fall asleep, and Dean and Rory end up sneaking into Miss Patty's dance studio and hanging out there until they fell asleep. So they didn't end up getting home until 5:30 in the morning, and that causes Emily to freak out at Lorelai and take out all her anger on her. And then when Rory gets home, Lorelai's very mad at Rory, and then they both end up going to different rooms, leaving Lorelai crying at the kitchen table.
There you go.
So
That about sums it up.
yeah,
We're
very
gonna
gracefully.
Yeah, very gracefully. We're going to jump into it, and I'm jumping into it by saying Dean sucks. I can't believe that Rory asks him to the dance, and he looks at her and goes, I'm not a big joiner. The fuck?
Yeah, that was ugly.
I'm not a big joiner.
Or even just throughout the dance when he's saying like, oh, we'll do like one dance and then we'll get out early and stuff. I don't find that attractive
No.
in a man.
I bring this up a little later because there's more evidence of it throughout the entire thing, but I really hate throughout this episode, he gives her crumbs of little bits of like, yeah, you know what? We'll do one dance. And she's like, oh, Dean.
Thank
and
you
like,
so much for your
yeah,
graciousness, your highness.
Like even later on in the episode, like whatever, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
She ends up asking if they're boyfriend, girlfriend. And he goes, sure. Yeah, like if you want me to be. No.
No, he didn't even say sure. He said, if you want me to be.
And then after that, he says, sure. So it's like, if there's any.
Say, I would like to be your boyfriend if you would like to be my
100%.
girlfriend.
Girls, if there's any girls, young girls, old girls, anybody listening,
Young girls, old girls, short
do
girls.
not settle for somebody who's not excited about you. And like, even when David is not particularly excited about the thing I want to go and do, he rarely shows me he's unhappy about it. He's an introvert, but if I go to him and I'm excited about a thing, he's excited with me. He's like, sure, sounds great. For Halloween, I made him dress up in something he really probably didn't want to dress up as. And he just let me dress him up and take him to a party of my friends.
Oh, like a Barbie.
Yeah. And that's what you want. You want a guy that is at least going to fake excitement for you once in a while and not just give you little crumbs. And then at the end, she's like, thanks, Dean. Tonight was perfect. Was it? He complained almost the entire time. He showed up with a dirty truck.
Was he supposed to rent a car?
No, go take it through a car wash.
Yeah.
They're driving and you can't see the full outside of it, but the part you can see is mud covered. So it's like if I knew, or I would expect, if you had a guy coming to take you to a dance, I don't care if his car is a hunk of junk. I would expect that he's taken it through a wash or anything to make it nice as much as he can.
Especially he knows he's going to Chilton.
Yeah, he gave her bare freaking minimum, and we're led to believe that he was so great. Like, it was so perfect, Dean. No, I hated it. Anyways, that is my rant about Dean and him being stupid about going to the dance.
Yeah.
Did you like Rory's dress?
I did. I thought it was very pretty. I like that Emily said, I'm so glad you decided to buy her a dress because she didn't know that Lorelai made it.
Yeah, I thought that was well played.
I thought it was very pretty. I like that it looked homemade while still looking nice. Because sometimes in TV shows, it's like the mom will be making it, and then you'll see it and you're like, that's a totally different dress. That's a specialty dress that they had made just for her. So I think it looked really good. Or it's something like Pretty in Pink, where it's the ugliest fucking thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, that dress was really a letdown.
I like that it was unique to her, but what do you mean we just watched a whole montage of her making it and she came out in that?
She came out in that.
It was so disappointing. Like, the montage doesn't lead you to believe that it's weird. If the montage was like, you see her putting on some weird stuff and you know it's going to be kind of funky and ugly, then sure. But no, that was bad. Well, she was not Pretty in Pink.
That movie does not hold up well.
She should have ended up with Ducky.
She should have ended up with Ducky.
He is so much better than that other piece of shit that she got with.
They never even had chemistry, her and the other guy.
And the other guy mistreated her and
was
used
terrible.
her.
They were always awkward. They were always weird and rude. And then
he's also not attractive.
She puts up, like, she finally kind of like stands up to him or whatever. And then he comes to her at the dance and goes, I wouldn't have done that to you. And then she finally goes, oh, you're right. And she goes off and they like make up and it's fine.
Whereas Ducky's like obsessed with her and loves her and committed to her. This guy went to the dance with another girl. Like, he was actively seeing another girl.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway.
Oh, doesn't that sound familiar?
That does not hold up, but we love Ducky.
Yeah.
Justice for Ducky.
I wish I had a Ducky.
You will one day.
Yeah.
I want to talk about I want your teen perspective on this particular horn honking situation.
Horn honking.
So.
Oh, yeah. No, Emily had every right. That's disgusting and weird.
Normally, I would agree with you. But Rory had told him prior just to honk and she'd come out. So he was doing what she asked of him. And he did not know that the expectation was to then come to the door. So do you think that... No?
No, I don't think... Because absolutely... It's okay if he honked once. But that guy honked like 9 times before coming to the door. I think like...
He got shot 9 times.
Honk.
Sorry.
I think honk twice. And if she doesn't answer, because it's nighttime. You don't need to be honking in a residential area like that many times in your stupid truck. I don't think he needed to honk that many times. And I think that Lorelai also should have been kind of teaching her basic respect from a dude like Emily was. I think it's just kind of bare minimum. She should have been like, yeah, but he can come to the door, actually. Just wait for him to come to the door.
That's actually true. If he was any sort of decent, he would have insisted.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
yeah, just honk when you get here. I won't honk. I'm going to come get you. It's dark. You're going to be in heels. I'll walk you to the car.
Yeah, and
You're
I just
right.
think
You're
it's
right.
like, it's her first dance with a boy. Not that hard to come to the door. And yeah, I don't know. Like, my guy, my ex-partner, prom was, but when he showed up, it was so sweet. I loved it. Opening the door to his smile and him excited to see me. I'm pretty sure he brought me flowers and stuff. He would have never honked to wait for me to come out.
Fair enough. Yes, it was very sweet. Mm-hmm. So now we have, I don't think we touched on the fact that Lorelai is injured. She hurt her back in a very unrealistic, unbelievable way. She did not act out this hurt back very realistically, coming from a hurt back girly. However,
she would have been like planking on that couch. But now she's like sitting upright and like moving her body around.
She's totally fine until Emily makes a
she does not know what it's like to be a mother with a hurt back.
So now Emily is wanting to stay and take care of her.
Yeah, which I thought was very sweet.
I just want to say, I feel so blessed, and I know a lot of people aren't as blessed as me when it comes to a mom, because I can't imagine not wanting my mommy to stay and take care of me.
Yeah.
I have a great partner and I have a great daughter, and they both take care of me. And when I'm sick, I want my mommy. I message her and I'm like, come take care of me. Why did you move 5 hours away from me? That's just rude. So shout out to my mom. I still want you when I'm sick, and I want you to play with my hair and make me feel better.
And I want you to put baby powder on my butt when I get out of the bathtub.
Yeah, what the heck is with that?
Just There's this thing.
What are you doing?
Can I share something?
Oh, but I'm having a moment.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You ruined it.
No.
What do you want to share?
No,
we're already past it with your baby powder butt.
Please.
No.
Okay.
No.
Whatever baby powder my granny used when I was younger, and that they used on me when I got out of the bath or something, has some kind of smell. I always thought it was just the baby powder smell. Apparently it's a scent that they add. But whatever it is, I smell it. It's the only thing I can smell in majority of perfumes that I go and test at the store. It's crazy. I remember the first date I went on, or the second date I went on with the guy I was with, he smelled so strongly of this baby powder, and I was honest with him. And then he got a new scent, and I told him, no, it smells like baby powder. Like, you smell like my granny. And I was very nice about it. Doesn't sound nice, but that's all I could smell. And then we went shopping for colognes for him, and most of the ones that I was smelling smelled just like that. Did you ever look it up? I looked it up to see if anyone had experienced similar things. There was one Reddit thread from a while ago that was kind of similar, and it just said, yeah, whatever scent that they put in that must be a very popular scent in perfumes. But I cannot fathom other people smelling those, because he told me I was crazy. Other people I got to smell these colognes and perfumes, they told me I was crazy because they smelled different. They didn't smell that thing that I was smelling. But something's wrong with my nose.
Or something's smart about your nose.
Well, he said the last time I saw him, the day we broke up before I found out about the thing, he said he got a new scent and asked me to smell it. And it smelled like baby powder.
Weird.
I don't know what it is. I think it's like lilac something.
It's an older perfume. It's in a pink bottle. I think it's called like Daily Shower or Daily something. I can't remember what it is, but I think I still have a bottle of it.
I like it. It's not bad, but it's just like
everybody smells like baby powder.
Everyone smells like, because he didn't like traditional male colognes. He liked things that smelled more feminine and floral. So there's just something, like some kind of flower that definitely smells that way.
We'll have to Google it.
Oh.
Google that shit.
Google it.
But yeah, so I love my mom. And I want her to take care of me. And I am sorry that Emily sucks.
Yeah.
I don't like Dean, but now we're at the dance. And I did think, even though, again, bare minimum, but I did think the way that he went and hugged Rory when the girls were flirting with him for his height was like very smooth and sweet.
Yeah, that was the thing. I had told my mom that there was something that made me cry during this episode. And that was one of them.
Okay.
Like I said, my partner and I had been on and off for almost a year. But when we weren't official, we were still exclusive. Mm-hmm. We had promised each other it was only each other. And we'd go out and we'd be holding hands and we'd be calling each other pet names. It was still very much just us together. And all the time, women were approaching him, flirting with him. And he told me that he never saw it that way. But finding out that he was disloyal with so many things after we broke up, I truly don't think that's true. I think he did see it that way. And he used to make me so upset that when they would flirt with him, he wouldn't try to make it clear that he was with me in any sense ever. Like, they would flirt with him. And there's times these girls would come up to him while he's holding my hand. But he would just like be kind to them and like say, oh, thank you and stuff when they were giving him compliments. He would never pull me in closer. He would never turn the conversation to me in some way. Nothing like that. Like, if they would compliment his bridge piercing, and I don't know, if I had a guy compliment one of my piercings, I would look at my partner and I'd say, oh, thank you, he convinced me to get it. You know, kind of stir it back to him, because I did convince him to get that piercing. It's just things like that always really bothered me, especially when I would ask him to take girls off his phone and he would, but then he would add them back without telling me. So just kind of that mixed with it, it doesn't feel just like an accident that he never would make it clear that he was committed to me. He always wanted to be an option for people.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, comes from insecurity.
And he would tell me it's because he doesn't want to be mean. Shut up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
be mean.
Yeah.
You don't know these girls. They mean nothing to you.
It's not mean to accept the compliment and just make it clear that you are taken.
I can't believe the brazen, I don't know the word. I can't, like, of these girls coming up to him while he's holding your hand.
Constantly, every time.
That's crazy.
It's one of the reasons I hated going to Vancouver with him.
And fucking rude.
I know.
Ladies, don't do that.
Every time we went to Vancouver, girls that looked like him with tattoos, piercings, heavy eyeliner, maybe like more goth or metal or emo leaning, you know, they would approach him while he was with me. And only one of them, out of like so many, oh my gosh, one of them addressed the two of us and told us that we were both cool, which I really appreciated. But all of the other girls would compliment him, and it was always his piercings or his hair or something where it was just very clear that's not a compliment. It's just, I know girls, you know, but also he gave me reasons to not trust him. So some of those girls might have not been flirting with him, but really hard to tell, especially when he never made it clear he was with me. So where Dean was pulling Rory close when those girls were not even too, like, don't get me wrong, it was openly flirting, but it wasn't anything crazy, and yet he still put both arms around Rory while speaking to them, and they weren't even official. Hey, you hear that? You hear that? Rory and Dean weren't even official, and he was making it clear that his commitment lies to one woman. I don't know. I just, hey, could have given me that kind of treatment. Even when we weren't together, but we were still seeing each other, I would say, when talking about him, I'd call him my boyfriend. Because that's what he was. So, yeah, I don't know. That part made me really sad. And that's why it's like, you pointing out that Dean sucked in this episode, like, kind of surprised me because I knew he did a few bad things, but it's those little things, which, hey, look at that. When a guy sucks, if he just gives you those little crumbs, you hold on to it.
That's exactly why I pointed it out.
And Dean did that to me in this episode. I was like, oh, but he put his arm around her.
As he should.
Yeah, but that was the crumb that I chose to hang on.
Yeah, but we all, or most of us, all get fooled by the crumbs. We all have that one or two relationships where we get fooled by the crumbs. We think that they make us full.
Yeah.
And they don't. They just satiate the hunger briefly, and then we wonder why we're still starving, and then why we're hangry.
Literally, this girl came up to him in Value Village. Guys, get this. Came up to him in Value Village while him and I were shopping, and we were holding each other's hands, calling each other baby that day, right? She comes up and gives him a piece of paper and then walks away. And we get to the car, and the piece of paper is asking saying, I've seen you around. You're really cool. I'd love it if we could be friends. Here's my number.
What the fuck?
And that's like, okay, fine. If you're so socially anxious, that's what you have to do, whatever. But I was watching this person stare at him as we were shopping, and it really bothered me. And then they're texting, and I didn't like the way that he was texting them, but whatever. They were texting, and she says, or they say, yeah, I don't know if that person you were with was your girlfriend or something. I don't want it to be weird. I just want to be your friend. And I had trust issues because of me not trusting him based on things. So maybe this person did just want to be his friend and was not trying to make it weird. But then I felt like them bringing me up also made me feel weird.
If she wants to have cool friends, she could have come and given you her number.
Yeah, she could have.
And said, you guys both seem cool. Text me. And he texted her?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What? Why didn't you tell me this?
And then she kept texting him every time she got drunk, and he would complain about it. But I kind of felt like it made him happy. She would text him and admit, like, yeah, I'm just so drunk. I can't text you right now because I don't know what I'm going to say.
What the? Zoe.
Why didn't you tell
Mommy?
That it weirded him out. He said he thought it was odd. He said he stopped texting her. Yeah.
Did you not tell me because you...
I didn't tell you because this thing wasn't crazy to me until now.
Yeah.
Because I felt like, oh, well, every time I brought it up and how much it bugged me, I felt like I was just guilting him.
Being crazy.
And he would bring it up sometimes. He'd say, like, I just feel like you're always guilting me all the time. It's like, yeah, well, don't be a fucking dick.
Yeah. It is...
Give me a reason to trust you and I'll trust you. But that's the thing. When your trust is broken by so many little things and nothing is done to fix that or show that that person is working on not making you feel that way, then everything, even stuff that you should be able to trust, becomes something you can be paranoid over.
Well, yeah, you go into hyper anxiety,
and then you look controlling, and then they have a reason to accuse you of being controlling.
Yeah, and it's a horrible vicious cycle. And one of the things that is great about breakups, but sucks about breakups, is when those rose-colored glasses come off, and you're able to start seeing all of the things that the person did, but you can't now do anything about it.
No, I can't approach him
when I broke up with my ex-girlfriend. I was so saturated in limerence with her for
Beautiful
years.
Way to put that.
And for 2 weeks after, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I felt so sick. I thought I'd never find anybody like her again. And I was just devastated. And then it was almost like overnight, a switch flicked. And I was like, wait a second. And then I was able to see just how terrible I was treated and all of the garbage and all of the ways I was manipulated and emotionally, I don't want to say abused, but very emotionally hurt and certain things. But now it was too late because I'd already cut all ties, blocked on all platforms, handed over my stuff.
Too, girl.
They already had moved on with someone else, which was part of the problem after years of us being together.
Oh, hey, I get that.
Yeah. And so I wasn't going to reach out to them just to finally vent all my garbage.
And you don't want to look like that ex that's
100%.
Yeah,
but that's one of the great things is when you can start to heal better once you get angry. And that's something I've said to Zoe, and that's something I've even said to her friends. I'm like, you need to get mad. And then after you're mad, you do heal. And then eventually you can get to the point of being like, you know what? I learned the lessons and I wish them the best if you really want to. I still don't have that for a lot of my exes, but you can heal. But you can't heal until you're mad.
Yeah.
And so there was.
But it's hard to balance.
And you'll go between
mad,
the two
because I still love him.
Of course you do.
I still love him so disgustingly deeply, and a lot of it is just it comes at the level it does because I feel so hurt, so I'm just falling more and more in love with the moments that did feel good.
Yeah, of course.
But then, then I'm like, oh, but that was a moment that he was lying to me.
Yeah. And again, those moments that felt good were still just the crumbs because you shared a lot with me today on garbage I had no idea, ways that he was treating you that were horrific.
Well, they didn't seem horrific to me because I was like, oh, well, poor little guy.
No.
Like, oh, I just need to take care of him because that's clearly my job.
I can fix him. I'll give Zoe credit where credit is due. The reason she never wanted to commit to him from the beginning, and she really struggled with that for about a year. She's like, I felt
very guilty because it's not fair to put him through that over and over again. She's
not naive to where she was wrong in the relationship.
And I admitted that to him a million times.
But she always was very brutally honest about her boundaries.
Never, ever disloyal, and I never lied to him.
She was also very transparent about her feelings and stuff.
Because that's the only way
But she
you
would
can
come
deal
to
with
me
a
and
situation.
be like, I don't understand why I can't just like be his girlfriend. I don't know why I can't make that call.
He's so amazing. He treats me so good. He gets me things. He's always complimenting me.
But in the end, she still just knew. There was just something in her gut that told her something wasn't right, and now we see why.
And yeah, it all boils down to the fact, and we'll move on after I say this, but it all boils down to the fact that, yeah, okay, he complimented me a lot, and he showed a lot of love for the things about my personality and my physical beauty and stuff that he really appreciated, and that's nice, sure. But since the beginning of the relationship, I made it clear to him that there are things that he needs to work on that negatively affect us and him, because I didn't like to see him always hurting. And he would tell me that he'd work on it, and maybe he would for a very short amount of time, but then it would come back and it'd be a problem again. And I felt like I was just always begging for the same things to be done while he was simultaneously telling me I'm perfect and I could never do anything wrong. And it's just like, I no matter how many gifts you get me or how much you say you love me and you compliment me, I need change to be done, and I need to see that you want to do it for you and not just me as well. Yeah. And he just wasn't capable of that.
You're so much more like emotionally and mentally mature, and that is something that a lot of girls go through where they just
older. Like, how are you older than me and you've been in more relationships and you're still a bitch?
Because he's a boy and they're dumb. We are gonna circle back to
the episode.
No. This is what it's about: is us bonding and talking. And I'm grateful you're sharing
that
with
scene
me.
Made me sad.
So Tristan has now confronted Dean at the dance.
Oh my God, yeah.
So Tristan sucks. He gets my L, obviously. He always will get my L. Tristan
got your L for this?
Or a Dristan. I think he's one of my L's. I think, actually, I'm going to get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But Dristan is what Dean called him. I don't like it when people fight. I actually don't think Dean did anything wrong in how he stood up for himself in that. The only thing he said is like, I could kill you.
That's what I was going to say. They tried to make us believe that this, like, he's tall, sure, but he's scrawny. He's not fighting guys so hard that they're dying.
He's never given that kind of a bad boy impression where he's like...
But they try to make us believe that that's who he is.
I feel
the whole town calls him the troubled boy.
Yeah, but he's... I don't know. They haven't let up good enough. The I could kill you makes sense.
Yeah, that's not... It's,
but
he wears a leather jacket.
The rest of it I felt was all very warranted, and I felt like he handled it really well. He defended Rory and tried to leave without causing a scene. And so I don't know. I thought he did.
Yeah, no, Tristan's a dick, and he deserved what Dean was saying to him. I also liked when Dean said, I'm not fighting you. It'd be like fighting an accountant.
Yeah, that was so funny.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that'd probably be, I didn't actually have a favorite line, but that was one I actually laughed out loud for, so that might be my favorite line of the episode. I also think before
that scene, I like how excited Emily was to take care of Lorelai.
Yeah,
I thought that was sweet.
I don't think mashed banana on toast would taste that bad.
I think it would taste very good. Everyone likes banana. Everyone likes bread.
Sprinkle a little cinnamon on it?
Not
I don't know.
even.
They made it seem like that would be such a horrific thing, and I really don't think it would be.
Well, I'm wondering who did she make that for, that she has such a vivid memory of making bananas on toast? Because apparently she wasn't making it for Lorelai, even though she thought she was.
Yeah, really, really weird.
Yeah.
But let's get to the nitty gritty.
How the fuck did Dean and Rory fall asleep in that thing? So yeah, they sneak off after prom to spend their last
Up in a beanbag.
Yeah, to spend like the last hour or so of their night before they have to go home in Miss Patty's dance studio because she left the door unlocked. And they cuddle up on a beanbag, and we're led to believe that they sat there and talked and had such a great night that they ended up just falling asleep. And don't get me wrong, when I would have like the guy I was seeing over and you'd be like, okay, just don't stay late, like he's got to go home or whatever, we would like cuddle on the couch and get real sleepy and stuff, and we'd be saying like, oh, you got to go, and it's like, I don't know, 5 more minutes. But you're in a stranger's place of work on a beanbag in a dress, a tight dress with your hair all done in a tight bun. How are you falling asleep on a beanbag and not going home?
Yeah. How are you not like, why are you there that long?
The second you find that you're that sleepy, go home.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
All of this drama could have been completely avoided if there had been cell phones.
Yeah. Or if Miss Patty had just locked her work. Like, you left the door open,
To
girl.
your place of work.
To your place of work.
And then you got Rory booking it back home in bare feet in the snow, in tights.
Good for her.
Like-
Women will do anything.
So we are now back at the house.
If I want to say, if I fell asleep with a boy somewhere, and if you had fallen asleep before the time I was supposed to get home, and I got back at 5:30 a.m., I could crawl right back into bed and pretend I had been there the whole night. This lady is not up at 5:30 a.m. in the morning.
The difference is I would not have taken a pill that would have knocked me out.
Yeah.
And I would be waiting for you awake. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Is I would not have allowed myself to fall asleep. Like, I wouldn't have even risked it. You just had your friend pull out Vicodin and all these different painkillers, and she hands you another painkiller and goes, this one's not as strong. I wouldn't be taking it. I'd be like, you know what? My Tylenol's fine. I'll save my muscle relaxant until the morning.
However, I will say, she apparently, even though it didn't seem like it really hurt her back, and Emily was there, and she was being taken care of by her mommy.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be bad if, when you hurt your back, grandma came over,
100%.
you took a pill to knock you out, and then you would expect grandma would be awake until I would get home. Emily was the one that fell asleep at the chair.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because
also-
how do you fall asleep before 12 o'clock? That's rookie shit. That's crazy.
We are night owls in this house, so we're
Yeah.
just like, what do you mean they fell asleep? You fell asleep? If anybody, because I see Emily defenders on social media all the time, and if anybody tries to defend Emily and says that Lorelai was overreacting and how she treated Emily or why she cut off ties for her with so long,
I'm about to say a swear word.
I'm gonna bring up this fucking scene.
Fuck Emily. I have
How
that word written
dare
9
you.
times.
The way that she projected onto Lorelai.
Some horrific.
Oh, the stuff she
things. How
says.
she said,
did you quote any
I
of
quoted
it?
one.
Yeah.
She's gonna ruin everything, just like you ruined everything.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, she slept with a boy. She's gonna get pregnant. She's gonna ruin everything, just like you ruined everything, Lorelai.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Disgusting.
Any little bit of like growth or like me going like, maybe I'm starting to like Emily is completely trashed.
Well, and we know what originally triggered that. It's in the episode before, during the snowstorm, where Rory goes and pulls out the picture book of Lorelai, and then dinner is ruined, and Richard and Emily leave to separate rooms after Rory asked why Lorelai didn't have her coming out party.
That's right.
Which also, hey, what's a coming out party?
I'm coming out. I think it's when rich people show their rich children to the other rich people. They're like, look at this human that is coming out into the real world.
They date? Like
no.
children?
I think it would be like a quinceañera, but for rich people.
Okay, just a coming of age party.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, but
I could be
anyway,
wrong.
I think Emily got because she said she never got to have that party.
Yeah,
right?
because Lorelai got knocked out.
I don't know if it was intentional. I don't know how much they think ahead of those things, but excuse me. I do think that that was kind of what set off Emily, because it got her back into that.
Oh, the
headspace.
entire reaction is a trauma response. The entire reaction is a trauma response and a projection, but that doesn't excuse what is said. And so
Also, I'm sorry, don't get me wrong. If Rory had stayed out and had sex instead of coming home, that's shitty. But let's not start jumping to her, getting pregnant and ruining everything, because I know where she's coming from, but there's so much shame in young adults having sex that I don't agree with. I don't agree with that shame. And it's especially directed towards young women because it ruins a young woman's life, but it uplifts a man's. That's kind of how it's looked at. And I just really don't agree. They should be upset with her. They should be upset. But it shouldn't be centered around the idea of having sex. It should be centered around the idea of safety. And that sex adds a different layer to that, sure, of, well, you could have been hurt or something like that. But it was really just about, we didn't know where you were. Yeah. And then after you have that discussion, then you can get into the details of what was happening.
That is exactly what I put here.
Okay.
So Lorelai has my win, but also has my L. And I actually, in the end, went, I don't think anybody wins this episode. I think everybody kind of sucked.
Really? I think I gave Lorelai the W for this.
So...
Yeah.
Wait, did I say Lorelai has my W? Okay, so, and it's to go with your point. Lorelai stands up to Emily, and because Emily is like, look at this life, and Lorelai goes, look around, Mom. I have a life. This is
live in
life.
the biggest house on the block.
Well, she doesn't say that, but,
no, but
she does such a good job
great.
standing up to Emily. And when Emily turns around and says something foul, and then she just looks at her and she's like, get out.
I was going to say, I'm so proud of her for kicking her mom out of the house.
She just kicks her out of the house.
You cannot speak to me that way in my home.
Yeah, she was like, this is her home. She owns this home. And so I loved that. Where she started to lose it for me is with what you just said. She had every right to be mad at Rory, but she turned around and made it about the sex, not about the fear of the fact that she wasn't home.
You know something?
What?
Even though I still agree with what I said just now, you and I do disagree on this part.
Okay, well, I didn't get...
Finish sharing.
Please let me finish my thought.
I was going to.
She shouldn't have thrown the accusation of sex in the conversation and kept it just mad that they didn't come home. Then bring up later on, we should talk about sex. We should talk about safety. We should talk about, is this a potential thing? Because it did, to me, become more... It felt a little bit more... unintentionally slut shamey rather than what the actual core of the issue was, and it was that Lorelai was terrified that Rory hadn't come home and then got bitched at by her mom. So that was why, I still think Lorelai should get the W because she stood up for Rory and she stood up for herself, but I wish that she wouldn't have turned it around and made it a bit more of you skank at the end. I think all I was meaning.
And I agree that's the thing. I hear what you're saying. And although I made that point in what I had said earlier, I felt Rory was in the wrong.
Oh, 100%. I do think Rory was in the wrong.
No, in that scene when her and her mom are fighting, because I think the point is we're supposed to be on Rory's side because Rory's saying, I get that you got yelled at by grandma, and I'm sorry that I didn't come home. I know it's wrong, but you're taking this embarrassment out on me, and that's not fair because I'm trustworthy. That's kind of what Rory was saying in that scene. But I think that as much as it's not Rory's job to parent her mom and everything, it is completely understandable why Lorelai felt that way. And even though Rory said, oh, I understand why you're feeling this way, but you can't take it out on me, Rory kind of made herself look like this victim by saying, okay, but I felt bad. Why are you mad at me for, possibly having sex even though I didn't and I'm trustworthy? Yeah. It's okay, but I'm sorry. It doesn't matter if the kid is trustworthy. Lorelai deserves to have that reaction to the situation. And even though I would hope, if I stayed out at night, I would hope my mom understands that I didn't have sex with a boy. But also, Lorelai understands better than anybody that maybe if you don't go into
it's liking, not always planned.
Well, yeah, you don't go into liking someone knowing that you're going to, like, thinking, like, okay, tonight's the night, we're going to have sex. Sometimes it's like that, but very rarely does it happen when you plan on it happening. And especially, I think, for women, it afterwards, when you're a teenager and you got to go home to your mom or, you know, face your mom after it, there's so much shame involved in it, especially in a relationship with Rory and Lorelai, where they're supposed to be so close. But also, of course, Lorelai isn't going to be involved in the planning of Rory losing her virginity.
Yeah.
And I just think that is a lot for a mom to ask. I'm not saying she did in this case, but I think that is the expectation with a lot of people, is like, well, let me know before you're thinking of doing it, which is fair and understandable. Moms aren't wrong for wanting that. I think it isn't fair for expecting that that is just going to be how it turns out, because things happen. And of course, a kid doesn't really want to discuss that with their parent before they have that with their partner, because it's their moment with their partner, not the parent. So I understand both perspectives on it. I just think, like, yeah, it's one of those situations that's hard, because normally it happens at a point where the kid is now an adult or becoming an adult, and it's hard for a lot of parents to accept that they're not going to be involved in the planning and kind of controlling of events going on in their lives.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. I think it is tricky because, like you just said, that it's where the kids are becoming adults. But the thing is you're not adults yet. And so, yeah, I just remember thinking, like, I was so grown up when I got pregnant. And then looking back on it now and realizing I just was not. I was not an adult. I was a child. And so when it comes to things like sex, yes, I know it can't be planned and a parent can't control it. I just encourage parents to listen to their kids, and I encourage kids to still try to think ahead as much as you can. And if you are thinking that you could have sex with this person, even if it's early stages of dating, but you're just like, I would have sex with this person, have those conversations and make sure you're going about it safely.
Yeah.
Because
and that's
it only
just all
takes,
you need to say to a kid.
It only takes one time. It was one time that I got pregnant.
Well,
that wasn't my first.
And we're
Let me be
talking
clear.
about the pregnant aspect.
Yeah.
And I think talking to your child about sex, like, I don't think it's fair to give the child to expect and tell your kid that you expect them to talk to you before they have sex. I think say, I want you to, and you can be upset with them for not coming to you beforehand. You can say, well, like, I would have liked to have known. That's fair. But it's not, that talk is focused so much on, well, what if you get pregnant? And I think for girls, it's very real. And I know all people have their different opinions on what should happen if a teenager gets pregnant. But it's really, that's not what it should be about, because then that fear is now instilled in your child every time they go to have sex. It should be really also focused on, here's like from a very early age, teach your kids about anatomy of people, their gender, people the opposite gender, teach them how the body works, teach them about sex. And if you're uncomfortable doing that, then there are educational videos. There are people in your life.
There's so many resources.
Will step up. There's a million things you can do now.
Yeah,
to teach kids sexual safety, how to talk to a partner about sex. Like, if you can't discuss with a person sex and boundaries before it happens, and you don't always get the chance, but if they're not open to it, then you should not have sex with them.
Yeah.
You know, that we just need to really focus on teaching kids that aspect of sex ed, because then, you know what? If they have sex and they didn't tell their parent beforehand, they now don't need to be afraid of talking to their parent, because they don't think they're going to be met with anger.
Yeah.
They're going to be met with understanding, because their parent has shown them that they have an understanding of why people want to have sex and the consequences that come with that.
And to touch on what you had said early too, even about like anatomy and things.
Yeah.
We were not, I don't know if it was a millennial woman thing. I don't know if our schools like really failed us, if it was just my experience. I was not taught about most of that stuff. There's so much about my own female anatomy that I've learned from Zoe.
Yeah.
And things that I still keep learning that we don't talk about. It was also very taboo to talk with other women about those things. So make sure you know your bodies and know how they work.
Because since my mom didn't know anything about that, she refused to talk to me about anything about
Not
that.
even refusal. I just didn't even really know.
Well,
and
but there was
again,
a few times where I would ask questions and you would be too uncomfortable to talk to me about it.
and I regret that.
Well,
and
you were young.
And
you
I
didn't know better.
But I came from a household where it was very taboo. My poor mom came from a household where it was even more taboo.
So you're not
But,
wrong
like,
for that. It's just the consequence.
I thought discharge was gross and that there was something wrong with me
bad and wrong.
until my 20s.
Yeah.
Like, so make sure you are educated on your body, and if you have, well, it doesn't matter the gender of your child, make sure they're also educated on theirs, because a lot of shame comes from a lack of knowledge. We're hitting the hour and a half mark, and I think we've touched on some really incredible topics.
Yeah.
And I just always love getting to banter with you and go over these things. And just, yeah, I think I want to share my favorite outfit. We're going to steer this back.
Rory's prom dress was mine.
For me, if you look in the living room, Lorelai's living room, there's a dress on the mannequin in the back, and it's pink and floral, and it has ruching, and it has like these like kind of stringy. It's just
Ooh,
very.
I didn't see that. You'll have to show me.
It's very pink whimsy goth, and I'm obsessed with it. And I'm like, I want to know what the purpose of it is, and I don't think we ever see it worn, but I love it.
It's probably just to show like, oh, she also made this dress.
She makes dresses.
Yeah.
She's a designer.
Mine was Rory's prom dress.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, blue dress. I liked the baby's breath in the hair. I thought that was pretty.
So pretty, right?
Also, I just want to really quickly say, poor Paris. I love Paris. Paris just wants to be liked by Tristan. It's understandable. She had to take her cousin to the dance. It's understandable that like she couldn't find anybody else.
But
It
then
sucks.
don't go yell at Rory. You're the idiot that just revealed yourself.
Don't show up to the dance with your cousin
go
hoping
alone.
people will think that you're dating.
Yeah.
That's so weird. It's way cooler to go alone because I guarantee you there's guys that went alone too. You can meet someone. Guys, you can meet people at dances. It's okay.
Yeah. Favorite song? I had two because we were at a dance, so there was some
She
good
stole
ones.
one from me. I know you stole one from me.
What is it?
Fade Into You by Mazzy Star.
Well, of course, that's one of my favorite songs.
Fuck. Yeah, that was mine.
But the first one I put is We're All Light by XTC.
Yeah.
Never heard the song before.
That was
I loved
the first
it.
one that played?
It talked about a zillion years ago.
Yeah, that was cute.
The universe sneezed
Kind
or
of felt
something.
like Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah. So we're going to be adding those to our playlist. Those are the two favorite. And Mazzy Star, Fade Into You. That's just a classic 90s whimsy goth. Just a beautiful tune.
Very romantic. I love it.
Very romantic. So go and check out, again, that is the Where You Lead podcast playlist.
Absolutely.
That is also how you can reach us on anything. We're on TikTok, Where You Lead. We're on
Instagram.
YouTube Music. We are
YouTube
on
Music.
Amazon. And yeah, we're on Instagram. And that's also, if you have questions for us or advice on our own European trip, Where You Lead podcast at gmail.com is how you can reach us. I'm going to rate this episode a 4.
Me too. They were both 4s.
Yeah, both 4s. I originally wanted to rate it lower because I just don't like sad episodes.
Yeah, exactly. I did the exact same thing because it's a hard watch. It's not cozy in the same way.
But in the end, I think it's a really important episode.
It's quality.
It is quality. We get some good acting from Lorelai and Emily in that scene.
It ends on Lorelai crying alone at the kitchen table.
Yeah, I just feel like
heartbreaking.
there's some good depth in the characters in this one. It didn't feel just like a silly rom kind of teen comedy, sorry. But yeah,
Team com.
Yep. So we are hopefully going to be back on track with an episode again next week. Not a double feature, just normally scheduled programming.
It'll be a little bit shorter than this one.
Well, we were discussing 2 episodes, so it makes sense that it would go to an hour and a half, and Zoe's breaking everything.
I'm sorry.
But that's going to sum it up. Hopefully next time when we come in, we'll be in...
happier.
Yeah, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to sit in those feelings, and I just am grateful that you're so vulnerable.
Yeah, thank you for listening to me complain about...
You're not complaining. You're grieving, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you, everybody, and we will see you again next week. My baby girl, you are the Rory to my Lorelai.
You're the Lorelai to my Rory.
All right, goodbye, everybody.